My brothers and sisters, my friends across Africa, in the Arab world and around the globe, watch me till the end. Today I speak not only as the leader of a nation, but as a son of a continent that has suffered too long from disrespect, from arrogance, and from the hand of those who think they can decide the destiny of others. I speak to you because something happened recently that cannot be ignored, something that touches not only Qatar, but every free and sovereign nation that dares to stand on its own feet. Last night, the skies over Doha carried echoes that should never have been heard. What happened in Qatar should never have happened, not in our world today, not in a time when humanity claims to have reached great progress, not in an age when we speak of international law, sovereignty, and mutual respect. I come before you to say clearly, Qatar is an independent and sovereign country. It is not a land to be dictated to. It is not a land to be humiliated. Qatar, like every other nation, has the right to security, to dignity, to peace, and to chart its own path without interference. As I want the world to know that we in Burkina Faso have very good relations with Qatar. Our relations are not just diplomatic words written on paper. They are relations of mutual respect, of shared vision, of solidarity in moments of difficulty, and of cooperation in moments of opportunity. Qatar has shown Africa that partnership can be built without arrogance, without chains, without exploitation. And I say this to the whole world. We value Qatar, and we stand with Qatar. After the events of last night, I personally spoke with the ruler of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Thani. We spoke as leaders, yes, but also as brothers. I told him that Burkina Faso and Africa stand with Qatar in this moment. I told him that he should stay strong, that he should never doubt that he has friends, allies, and partners who will not leave him isolated. I assured him that our support is not symbolic, it is real, it is practical, it is total. In every way that we can, we will stand with Qatar, for this is not only about Qatar, it is about the principle that every country deserves respect, that sovereignty is sacred, and that dignity is non-negotiable. I know the threats, I know the pressures, I know the whispers that come from certain capitals in the West, trying to intimidate us, trying to silence us, trying to bend our will. They tell me to remain quiet. They warn me not to speak. They threaten consequences if I continue on this path of independence. But let me tell you this, I was not born to bow. I did not take this responsibility to surrender. I will not bend my knees before those who think their power allows them to control us. I say it again, I will not bow. And to the people of Qatar, I say with all sincerity, you are not alone. You are not standing in the dark while the world turns its back. You are not isolated, no matter what others may want you to believe. Your economy is large, yes. Your influence is important, yes. Your role in the world is vital, yes. But let me tell you, these things are not what make you truly strong. What makes you strong is your dignity. What makes you unshakable is your right to be respected as a sovereign nation among nations. That dignity cannot be bought, it cannot be sold, it cannot be taken away by threats or intimidation. It is your inheritance, it is your foundation, it is your shield. You must remain strong, not because strength is easy, but because strength is the only answer when others try to shake your confidence. You must remain firm, not because firmness brings comfort, but because firmness is what tells the world we will not bend, we will not yield, we will not compromise our sovereignty. Show the world that Qatar is not a land to be dictated to, but a nation that knows its worth, a people that know their value, a leadership that stands with its head held high. Your sovereignty is not negotiable. Africa's sovereignty is not negotiable. And let this be understood by all. The sovereignty of any nation that values its independence, whether small or great, is not negotiable. When one country's dignity is violated, it is a message to all others. That is why we must stand together. Qatar's struggle for respect is not only Qatar's struggle, it is Africa's struggle. It is Asia's struggle, it is the struggle of every people who refuse to be treated as less than equals. So stand firm, Qatar. Do not doubt yourselves. Do not let the noise of the arrogant make you forget the strength that lies in your unity, in your vision, in your people, and in the support of true partners around the world. You are not alone, and you will never be alone, as long as dignity still has defenders, as long as sovereignty still has guardians, as long as humanity still has voices that refuse to be silenced. In my conversation with His Highness Sheikh Tamim, we also spoke about the future. We did not only speak about what happened last night, we spoke about the projects we are building together. We spoke about investments in infrastructure, in energy, in education, in technology, in defense, and in agriculture. We spoke about how our nations can create opportunities for our youth, jobs for our people, and development that lifts millions out of poverty. Qatar has the capacity, Africa has the potential, and together we can create a future that will be stronger than any obstacle placed before us. Soon I will visit Qatar, and when I go, it will not be only as a guest, it will be as a partner, as a brother, as someone committed to building a bridge that no one can break. The things that happened last night, let me repeat, should not happen. They should not happen to Qatar, they should not happen to Burkina Faso, they should not happen to any sovereign nation. The violation of skies, the disregard of sovereignty, the dismissal of international norms, these are not things that should exist in our world today. If we truly want peace, if we truly want stability, then every nation must respect the borders, the dignity, and the choices of others. We cannot speak of peace in one breath and in the next breath disregard the sovereignty of a nation. We cannot claim to defend democracy while trampling on the rights of countries to exist without interference. This is why I say clearly to the world, the path forward is not arrogance. Arrogance blinds. Arrogance destroys trust. Arrogance creates divisions that no diplomacy can heal. The path forward is not domination. Domination belongs to the old world, to the world of empires, to the world where the strong thought they could enslave the weak and call it order. That world is gone and it must never return. The path forward is cooperation, the kind of cooperation that listens as much as it speaks, that gives as much as it takes, that builds together instead of exploiting. The path forward is respect, genuine respect. Not respect that is conditional, not respect that is given only to the powerful while the rest are treated as tools. True respect is when every nation is seen as equal, when every people is valued for their dignity, their culture, their history, and their contribution. The path forward is solidarity, the solidarity that makes the strong share with the weak, and the weak stand tall beside the strong, not as beggars, but as brothers and sisters walking the same road. Qatar has a role to play in building that world. Qatar has shown that even a small country in size can be great in vision, in influence, and in capacity to build bridges between regions. Africa has a role to play in building that world. Africa has carried wounds of centuries, but it has also carried the resilience to rise, to resist, and to inspire. And every region, whether in the east or west, in the north or south, has a role to play. There is no corner of this earth that does not have something to give. But let it be clear, the only way we will succeed is if we respect each other as equals, not as masters and subjects, because humanity has no masters, not as strong and weak, because strength itself is meaningless if it is used only to humiliate, not as rulers and ruled, because no nation has the right to govern the destiny of another. We succeed only when we recognize that dignity is shared, that sovereignty is shared, that the right to exist in peace is shared. The future will not be built by those who cling to the illusion of superiority. It will be built by those who extend their hand, who build trust, who embrace cooperation without conditions. And I tell the world, from Ouagadougou to Doha, from every capital where freedom is cherished, this is the path forward, and we will walk it together. My brothers and sisters, I want to remind you that in Burkina Faso, we are building our defense system. We are strengthening our capacity to protect our skies, to protect our land, and to ensure that what happened last night in Qatar does not happen over Ouagadouglas, or over Bobo Dioulasso, or over any part of our beloved homeland. We are building not to threaten, but to defend. We are preparing not to dominate, but to secure our sovereignty. Every nation has this right, and we will exercise it fully. The message I want to send is clear. Sovereignty is sacred. Dignity is sacred. Independence is sacred. These are not things to be negotiated, not things to be exchanged for aid, not things to be sacrificed under pressure. We are ready to work with all nations that respect us, but we will not submit to those who do not. And today I extend this same assurance to Qatar. We will walk with you. We will support you. We will strengthen our relations with you. But the world must understand that peace is not a gift handed from one powerful nation to the rest. Peace is a responsibility shared by all, and peace cannot exist without justice. Peace cannot exist without respect. Peace cannot exist while some nations believe they are above the law and others must simply accept whatever happens to them. No, peace must be built on equality, on cooperation, on shared destiny. That is the message Burkina Faso carries. That is the message I carry. And that is the message I send to the world today. I want the youth listening to me across Africa, across the Middle East, across the world, to know this. The future is not written by those who intimidate. The future is not dictated by those who claim to be powerful. The future belongs to those who stand tall, who remain firm, who protect their dignity, and who unite with others in respect and cooperation. That is how Africa will rise. That is how Qatar will remain strong. That is how the world will find peace. When I spoke with Sheikh Tamim, I felt his determination. I felt his strength. I felt his refusal to bow to intimidation. And I told him that I share the same determination. I told him that Burkina Faso shares the same vision. And together we will continue to build. Our partnership will not be broken. Our projects will not be stopped. Our dreams will not be silenced. We will continue, because history is on the side of those who stand for dignity. To those who think they can silence me with threats, let me answer once and for all. You have already tried. You have tried with your words, with your warnings, with your pressures. But I am still here. I am still speaking. I am still leading. And I will continue to do so. For my people, for Africa, for all sovereign nations who refuse to be treated as less, and for the principle that no one, no matter how strong they think they are, has the right to strip another people of their dignity. This moment, what happened in Qatar, should be a lesson for the world. Not just a passing event, not just another headline, but a true lesson, written in bold letters for all of humanity to read. A lesson that peace, no matter how strong it may appear, is fragile when respect is absent. Peace cannot live where arrogance rules. Peace cannot survive where the sovereignty of nations is ignored. Without respect, treaties mean nothing. Dialogue becomes empty, and promises collapse like sand in the wind. It must be understood that sovereignty is not just a word, not just something diplomats write on paper, not just a phrase to be repeated in speeches. Sovereignty is the very foundation of international order. It is the shield that protects nations from chaos. It is the principle that allows small countries to stand tall beside great powers without fear of being erased. Without sovereignty, there is no equality among nations, and without equality, there can be no peace. Let those who think they can intimidate one nation reflect carefully. When you try to break the dignity of one country, you are not just challenging that country, you are challenging the dignity of all nations. You are sending a message to the world that sovereignty means nothing, that independence is an illusion, that the powerful can do as they wish. And if that is the message you send, then you must also be ready to face the truth that no nation is safe, not even the strongest, because today it is Qatar. But tomorrow it could be any of us. Today the skies over Doha are tested, but tomorrow it could be the skies over Ouagadougou, over Bamako, over Abuja, over Cairo, over any capital of the world. And if we do not stand together, if we do not defend each other, if we allow this principle to be broken once, then none of us are safe. We will all live in a world where might decides what is right, where the small are silenced, and where dignity is a privilege instead of a right. This is why we must not remain silent. This is why we must not look away. This is why we must not say it is their problem, not ours. No, my brothers and sisters, the dignity of one is the dignity of all. The sovereignty of one is the sovereignty of all. If we fail to protect it for Qatar today, we weaken it for ourselves tomorrow. But if we defend it today, we strengthen it for all who will come after us. That is why I break my silence today, not to speak only for Qatar, but to speak for all nations who want peace, who want respect, who want dignity. I break my silence to send a message to the world. Enough of the arrogance, enough of the double standards, enough of the disrespect. It is time to build a world where every nation, big or small, rich or poor, is respected as sovereign, as independent, as equal. So to my brothers and sisters in Qatar, I say this again. Remain strong, remain firm, remain unshaken. Do not allow doubt to enter your hearts. Do not allow fear to cloud your vision. Stand with the confidence of a people who know their worth. Your friends are with you. Your allies are with you. Africa is with you. Burkina Faso is with you. And I, Ibrahim Traoré, am with you personally and completely. The events of last night do not define you. They are but a moment, a passing storm in the history of your nation. Storms come and go, but the strength of a people remains. What defines you is not what others try to impose on you. What defines you is your dignity, your strength, your independence. That dignity shines in the way you carry yourselves with honor. That strength is seen in your ability to stand tall in difficult moments. That independence is written in the choices you make for your people, in the way you invest in your future, in the way you refuse to be dictated to. What defines you is the projects you are building, the skyscrapers that rise as symbols of progress, the schools and universities that shape the minds of the next generation, the hospitals that give life and hope, the roads and bridges that connect your people and open your land to the world. What defines you is the economy you are strengthening, an economy that is not just numbers on paper, but the sweat of your workers, the creativity of your youth, the vision of your leader. What defines you is the future you are shaping, a future that will tell the world, here stands a nation that is small in size, but great in ambition, great in dignity, and great in the respect it commands. Do not let anyone take that away from you. Do not let anyone convince you that your destiny belongs to them. Do not let anyone use fear as a weapon to make you doubt yourselves. Your dignity cannot be stolen. Your independence cannot be erased. Your strength cannot be broken unless you allow it. And I know you never will. You are not alone in this. Every African who understands the meaning of sovereignty stands with you. Every free nation that values dignity stands with you. Every citizen of the world who refuses to see injustice accepted as normal stands with you. Together we form a shield that arrogance cannot break. Together we form a voice that cannot be silenced. Remain strong, Qatar. Remain firm. Remain unshaken. Your friends are watching you with pride. Your allies are walking beside you with loyalty. And history is recording your resilience as a lesson for generations to come. I will soon stand on Qatari soil, not as a visitor, but as a brother. I will come to celebrate our partnership, to launch new projects, to deepen our cooperation, and to show the world that our relations are not shaken by intimidation. Our relations are not built on fear. They are built on respect, on dignity, on solidarity, and they will grow stronger every day. Let us make a commitment, all of us today, a commitment that what happened last night should not happen again, not in Qatar, not anywhere. A commitment that peace is not a slogan, but a duty. A commitment that sovereignty is not a privilege, but a right. And a commitment that together, by standing as equals, we can create a world that is safer, fairer, and more peaceful for all. My voice today is not only my own. It carries the voice of millions of Africans, the voice of the oppressed, the voice of the dignified, the voice of the sovereign. And I lend that voice to Qatar to say to the world, we will not bow, we will stand, we will build, we will defend, and we will create a future where dignity is not negotiable. That is my message today. That is my message to the world.